Okay, we are live. Cool. All right, hey guys. Today the topic of interest is the three major reasons why people fail. So I'm going to share them with you. And without further ado, let's get started. So the number one reason, in my opinion, why most people fail is a lack of clarity of purpose. A lack of purpose. Now, this this causes a lot of people to fail. Now, the reason being is because we're not specific. There's power in being specific. So statistically, right, if you ask 100 people, like, what do you want out of life? Only two out of 100 will be able to tell you exactly what they want. 98 will give you generic answers. So if you went on the street and you asked somebody, oh, what do you want out of life? Most of them would be like, oh, I don't know. Or they'll give you a generic answer. So they say stuff like, happiness, or I want money, or I want to be successful, or love, all that stuff. Now, all that stuff is cool. Nothing wrong with that. But the problem with that is that it's not specific. So like you have a lot of people who like work different jobs, and if you sit down with them and you ask them, "Oh, how'd you get into this job?" They'll say, I kind of just landed in this job, right? The reason people land in jobs, or the reason people just fall into things, is because they're not specific about what they want, right? So somebody can say like, oh, I want a job in marketing, or I want a job working for a sports company, but you have to ask yourself, what job do you want? What specific job in that industry do you want? And when you're specific with it, you're able to get the thing that you want. So it's kind of like when you want a brand new pair of trainers, or when you've bought a brand new pair of trainers that you really like, you've really focused on it, you've obsessed about it, and you're like, yeah, these are the trainers I want. When you focus on those pair of trainers, and when you get those pair of trainers, you find that almost everybody is wearing those pair of trainers. So you see them everywhere. You see them on the street. You see adverts of them all the time, and you're more conscious of it. Now, the reason you're more conscious of those pair of trainers is because you were so focused on them, right? The thing is, when you focus on a specific thing, it activates the part of your mind called the reticular activating system, and that controls what you see and what you don't see. So when you're able to get clear on what you want, and you're able to focus and say like, this is specifically what I want, you find a way to get the thing that you want. You find routes and you see opportunities everywhere. But the problem is that not all of us, it's not that a lot of us are lazy, it's just that a lot of us aren't specifically focused enough on the thing that we want. Right? So that's the first reason why a lot of us fail. We're not specific, we're not focused. The second reason why a lot of us fail is that we don't develop a plan. Now, planning is so important. Now, understand that sometimes when you have a desire or you want something, you don't understand how to acquire the thing that you want, right? You haven't developed the plan because you don't know how to get the thing. So one primary example could be the guy who created like mobile phones. Can't remember his name, but he's a pretty cool guy. What that guy did, he had a specific desire. He was like, "Yo, I want to be able to call people and talk to different people without using wires and lines. I want to be able to contact people using like invisible lines in the air." Right? That was his dream. That was his goal. That's what he wanted, right? And to the naked eye, that sounds crazy. His friends were like, "Yo, you're crazy to think that. You're crazy to want that. That's ridiculous. It's impossible." And his friends took him to a psychiatric ward because they thought like it's ridiculous to think that you can contact people using like waves in the air, right? But evidently it's true now because we have mobile phones, right? But that guy had that specific vision, that specific dream. He was specific on what he wanted. He was like, "Yo, I want to be able to contact people using invisible lines," right? As crazy as it sounds. And just by him being specific on that and holding that thought long enough, he was able to devise a plan and figure out how to get the thing that he wanted. So it starts off with being specific about what you want, just like I said, part one. So when you're focused and you know exactly what you want, you're able to devise a plan. And when you devise the plan, you're able to get it clear on paper on how to do it, and you're able to work the plan. And the reason why a lot of us fail as well is because we haven't got a plan. Right, so we're busy shooting in the dark, hoping that things work out without actually sitting down and doing the research. Because once you've got the plan on concrete, like concrete down, you're able to actually apply it, and you're able to make progress and see whether things are working or not working. You're able to assess whether you're making progress or not making progress, and whether you need to change things up. But most of the time, we just shoot in the dark. So you're like, I just hope that this works out. And that's one of the major causes of failure. So it's important that you devise a plan, right? But it starts off with you being clear and focused on what you want. Part one. Okay. And the last reason, number three, the reason that a lot of us fail is because a lack of persistence. Now, in order for you to be persistent, you first of all need to have the first two down, the first two steps that I had down, which I said was clarity on what you want and a plan, right? And that's how persistence comes about. And the thing is, a lot of us give up too easily, or a lot of us are discouraged too easily when we don't get something straight away. So, like one good example of this is I was reading about Bruce Lee, cool guy. If you don't know him, he does kung fu. He's easy. I think you should check him out. But for him, his dream was to become an actor. So he used to be a kung fu teacher in China. Then he moved to America, to Hollywood, to become an actor. So he thought like, you know what, I'm gonna start acting. But it didn't start off smoothly for him. He was out there going for auditions and auditions and auditions and not getting them. So he get like these minor roles from time to time. But it wasn't exactly what he wanted until there was this one role where he thought like, I'm guaranteed I'm gonna get it, right? This is the thing. So in that movie that he applied for, they wanted somebody who had mastered kung fu. Now, there are very few people who are better than Bruce Lee at kung fu, right? He's the man, right? So he thought, "Nah, I'm gonna get this role." So he goes in, he does the audition, and they're telling him, "Oh, it's so great! You've done a great job. You're so amazing." He's doing all his amazing kicks and stuff. He's breaking wood, and everyone's clapping for him. So he thinks, "Oh man, I've got this role, right? I've got it in the bag, right?" And then he finds out that he doesn't get the role, and somebody else who probably wasn't even anywhere near as good as him at kung fu gets the role, right? That's frustrating. And sometimes in life we think that when we go for certain opportunities, we think that some things are click, or you think like, this is mine, this is in the bag, and sometimes we don't get it. But the thing is, when that happens to you, you need to be persistent. You need to just keep going and keep going and keep working at the thing that you want. Keep holding that desire and applying action. And this is the thing, a lot of us give up too easily. Like, if you study all the greats, none of them got the thing that they wanted first time straight away. So it's kind of like the guy who created the light bulb. I can't remember his name. I should know his name, but you know, you can comment if you know his name. But he failed multiple times, right? Multiple times to the point that people thought he was crazy, right? There were loads of experiments that he did that he almost killed himself, right? Doing them. Like there was one where he created a mini explosion, and all his friends were telling him like, "Bro, you need to stop making these experiments. You need to stop doing this. You ain't gonna be able to create light. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna be able to create a light bulb. We're fine with a candle. We don't need you to keep doing this." Right? But it's about you being persistent. So when you want something bad enough and you hold that desire and you keep working at it, you've got the plan. You get the thing that you want. All right, but a lot of us we give up too soon. We give up too easily. Um, so those are the three reasons, or three major reasons, that I think a lot of us fail, and these are very easily fixed. You know, these are things that we can easily work on. Um, but those three are important. So getting clear on what you want, you need to be specific on what you want. You need to be able to at least like, if someone asks you, "What do you want out of life?" You need to be able to like, boom, like state it with confidence within a few sentences. That level of clarity. So clarity, develop a plan, and be persistent. Those three things. Right. I'm done ranting. Let me read the comments. Let me see the comments. All right. Let me see what y'all saying. Okay. Show me the love chat. Oh, for some reason I can't even read your comments. I've seen some of your comments pop up. Oh, no, no. But that's all right, bro. Yeah, I agree. Persistence is a big thing, man. And also planning. Planning is something that's really, really overlooked. But really taking the time to actually like research the things that you wanna get into. So it's kind of like going for a job. Like a lot of people like you do a general CV like, oh, and I want to work for this job. This is what I want, kind of thing. But if you really want to get a good job, really study the company that you're trying to get into. Study what the flaws are. Study what they need. Study what the competitors are doing, and then prepare that plan. Once you've got that plan prepared, you're able to go into that interview head and shoulders above everybody else because you've created a plan to get that thing. So planning applies to a multiple range of fields. So it's not just one dimension, not just for dreams, but it's for everything. Um, has anyone got anything else to say, or because I feel like I am done? Right, guys. Love and blessings to you all. I'm done. Goodbye. Toodles.